So with K-Sat calling off the mat, bandaged up, blood running down his face, is that kind of grit you like to see from like everybody on the team?
Yeah, K-Sac's he's a tough kid, very gritty. Just like, if you listen to his after match press conference, it just it is what it is, and it's wrestling. This stuff happens, and he's just kept his composure and stayed in good position. He's tough. Obviously, he's a competitor. But yeah, it was a pretty nasty cut on his eye there. We didn't see it in live time, and then you go back and look at it. It was pretty good contact, but he's a tough kid.
Was that forehead to forehead, or?
No, I think he caught a knee.
A knee?
Yeah, it was kind of part of the reversal, but it kind of came down on his eye, and then I couldn't see it because his hair is so long.
Yeah.
And then when the trainer pulled his hair up, you could see his eyebrow was hanging down over his eye, and it was split open. But
did he take some stitches after
he did, yeah, he did. He had stitches and stitched him back up. Yep.
Cael,
Yep.
Josh has another tough one this week. What did you take away from his match with Buchanan, good and bad, and do you think that it's going to really help him?
Yeah, I think that it's a big match. You have the number one kid in the country that's obviously very good and has a lot of experience, and he was in the match until the third there, right? I mean, I think we were down 2 seconds of riding time, unfortunately. So some things we got to tighten up. But yeah, I think more than anything with him, I think we just got to kind of reevaluate our training plan that week with him, because he kind of was a little tired early, which is really obviously unlike him. So, but yeah, he's scrappy, and he's getting better, and he's a guy you can kind of see and feel the difference that he's getting better every week. So we still got a lot of time before the nationals, so I think we can kind of help him. He can help himself kind of even keep jumping levels between now and then.
Shane's response after Nebraska, and certainly the other night, is that what you expected to see from him after taking a loss?
Yeah, I don't think it's a Big Ten, so you're going to have a lot of the best guys in the country, and you're going to see him, and we're going to see him again. So you just don't get too high or low, win or lose, right? You always got to be kind of in the middle, so to speak, just as far as your attitude and mentality. So yeah, I don't think he's going to keep giving his best effort. I mean, that's what Shane does. He moves forward, and he looks to score points. So it's more about that than it is wins and losses.
Kind of adding on to that, Luke was able to bounce back with a tech fall after his first loss.
Yeah.
How important is it for a young guy like him to not dwell on like a first loss, and for him, first loss in quite some time, and be able to bounce back with a big win?
Yeah, I mean, he's a winner. That's what he does. I mean, it's not something that anyone needs to talk about or think about. I mean, he's competitive. So yeah, I think he's, if anything, losses just are an opportunity for us to learn and grow, and sometimes it's just to kind of remind us to loosen up, that we're just playing a game here, and it's more about going out there and just kind of being the best we can be, and focusing more on that than trying to worrying about winning or losing. But yeah, I mean, Luke's he's solid as they get, and nothing's is going to hurt him. It's just going to motivate him and inspire him. Not that he needs that, because he's very consistent. So he's not a guy that you get too concerned about. He's going to keep getting better every week.
Coach, generally speaking about recruiting, what are your thoughts on how Penn State has positioned itself to attract the top prospects year in and year out?
I think we like where we're at. We like and love the kids we have in the program, and the kids we have coming into the program. I think, obviously our greatest recruiting tool is just, we're going to help you get to the top of the mountain, and whatever that means to you. You're going to reach your highest levels, and to us, obviously, it's about kind of helping you and preparing you with a certain lifestyle and mentality and approach that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. I mean, that's what we want. We want to create kids that go out there and make a difference in the world and do what they want to do, whatever that might be. It might be in the sport of wrestling, it might be outside of the sport of wrestling, but that's what we've been blessed to be able to do, and that's our greatest recruiting pitch is just kind of look and see what we're doing. It's not like, hey, what are we going to do? It's like, this is what we are doing. So that makes makes it a lot easier.
I hope I'm not misinterpreting what was said in the past, but have there been any tweaks to, because when we talked about the recruiting trail and saying that we want to approach prospects a little sooner, a little quicker, have there been any tweaks to the point of contact between the prospect contacting Penn State about interest and Penn State contacting the prospect?
I think for us it's just like when you're coaching, you're kind of meeting kids where they want to be met, and you're on their timeline. I mean, we don't put pressure on kids, and it's recruiting's like a long-term relationship, right? It's like a marriage. You want it to be kind of a two-way street. Otherwise, it's just not a good long-term plan. So we're not aggressive recruiters. We just want kids. I think kids know when they come in here, we're going to go to work for them and know when to work harder for them. But everyone's looking at different things, and different things are important to them. And so we're going to keep attracting the kids that are attracted to what we have and what the culture of this program is, and we're confident that it's going to set them up in their lifetime and their life to do what they want to do, and that's our goal.
Has NIL changed that picture and what you just said of like you're attracting kids that want to be here? How's that changed over your time, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, everything continues to change, and I think when kids are in our program, we're going to do our best to take care of them. We're not going to get anybody because of NIL money. That just goes against what we believe, and we're always going to be a little slow to change. We're not very worldly as far as how we approach things as a staff, as a program. It's more about, again, we want our kids to be happy, and we want them to be able to kind of do what they want to do for the rest of their lives, and obviously be at their best in those big moments. But at the same time, you're going to take care of your kids. I mean, Penn State has a great alumni network of very loyal people, and but our focus is always big picture, long-term stuff.
I'm gonna have to ask, but Bo Bassett named Penn State as one of his top 4 for his choice when he chooses where he's going to go tomorrow afternoon. Whether he comes to Penn State or not, do you have anything you'd like to say about him and the time you're able to spend with him during his recruitment process?
I don't think I can talk about recruits at all. So I will not, I guess, answer that question by answering that question, or by not answering that question.
Cael, I got one for you. It's not wrestling related. After your match on Sunday, there's a prominent Penn State alum in a pretty big game. Any thoughts on the game or Saquon Barkley at all, or is that just not?
You gotta like get right to the point with me. I'm slow.
I'm sorry.
Barkley's a beast. I mean, he is just fun to watch. You knew when you were watching him when he was here at Penn State that he was something special. One of those athletes that just don't come around very long. So, but yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch, and obviously any Penn Stater would take a lot of pride and just enjoy watching him do his thing.
Speaking of NFL players, Micah Parsons is a constant vocal supporter about Penn State wrestling. So what does it mean to have that crossover from football to show so much of unwavering support for your program?
Yeah, I mean, we love Micah. He's been a great supporter, and it means a lot. Obviously, he's been to matches in the past. He's been at some duels. He came out to the Olympic trials, and when he was in school, he was the guy that was trying to get Coach Franklin, to let him come over here and wrestle, and which obviously didn't really make a lot of sense. But he is who he is, so you kind of entertain those things and play with it, I think, and just more for fun. But yeah, we appreciate that. We obviously love our sport, and we love all sports, and appreciate anybody that gets up and goes to work every day. So he's definitely he's like that Barkley. I mean, you got two of the best players in the NFL that representing Penn State. Is pretty cool.
At any level in your past, did any football coaches come after you or try to make a pitch?
To play football?
Yeah.
No, not yet, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting. No, I played football in high school, so I really loved the game. I was extremely slow, and but I love the game of football. I'd say Coach McDermott's a good friend of mine, so I really appreciate kind of communicating with him and kind of bouncing ideas back and forth. But yeah, we love football. I mean, it's just it's just like everybody else in the world. It's just a lot of fun to watch.
It's your first double-bill weekend. Do you expect, it's safe to expect a similar effort than what you had Friday, moving forward?
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's unusual as we talked about throughout the year, just the scheduling where we had Friday, and now we have a Friday, Sunday. But I think these weekends are really good training for the national tournament and the conference, where you have a multiple day, tournament. So we look at it all as training, and obviously, Michigan's, one of the top programs in the country, have been forever. So we're looking forward to that match, another match in the Jordan Center, and then being able to kind of turn around and wrestle Maryland, who's wrestling really well. I mean, they've done a really good job there, and they're very competitive.
Not having as many of those double dual weekends on the schedule as maybe 5 years ago or so,
Yeah.
does that change anything in how you prepare for March, like you just mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been taking those things into consideration in our training, and we kind of just prepare for the next match, and with obviously with the big picture in mind, but we don't overthink or underthink anything. I mean, it's just kind of go with the flow, but just make sure we're getting what we need to get, whether it's one match. Because I mean, to win the nationals, it's 3-day tournament, and if you're winning, it's 2 a day and then 1, and you just so you keep those things in mind, and knuckleheads in there. But yeah, I think we make those small adjustments, but I think our guys are in great shape, as we keep seeing, and they're competitors. So whatever changes in the schedule, they'll be good to go.
Do you think Braden's going to be available to go this weekend at all?
He might be. I'm not 100% sure on that. I mean, that's something we'll decide as we get a little closer to the match. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's ready to roll. I mean, he could be ready to roll, real soon, or we might kind of let him relax a little bit longer. I mean, we're fortunate to have other guys that kind of step in there and can make up for having somebody out of the lineup, and we got guys that are itching to wrestle. So. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that right now. I mean, we'll find out later in the week.
All right, thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.